Just over a week ago, during the LDS Church's 180th Semi-Annual General Conference, Elder Boyd Packer told millions of people around the world that same-sex attraction is impure and unnatural. He claimed that it could be changed, and then went on to characterize same-sex marriage as unnatural as well. We are here today to tell Elder Packer and those in the Mormon Church hierarchy who agree with him that his statements are both factually and scientifically wrong, and that more importantly, they are dangerous and are putting millions of lives in jeopardy. I want to start by stating strongly and without equivocation that I respect and defend our inalienable right to faith and to freedom of religion. Elder Packer and all other Americans are entitled to their religious beliefs. But it is because Elder Packer is a spokesperson for the LDS Church that we must confront his factually and scientifically inaccurate statements that put lives in danger. He must be held to a higher standard of accuracy than most, because when he says things that are not true about LGBT people, we and our families suffer greatly and our lives are put at risk. We have a moral obligation to tell Elder Packer that he is wrong and to demand that he correct his inaccurate comments. Now, first, let me start with the facts, the incontrovertible facts. Same-sex attraction is completely natural. It is not wrong. It is not unhealthy, and it is certainly not impure or unnatural. To suggest that it is goes against the conclusive findings of both the American Psychological Association and the American Psychiatric Association, and the deep spiritual experience of millions of people around the world. Continuing with the facts, same-sex attraction cannot be repaired. It cannot be washed away, and it certainly cannot be changed simply by praying more. Again, both the American Psychological Association and the American Psychiatric Association have found that reparative therapy does not work. It is destructive, and it leads individuals to even greater depths of self-loathing. And here's where facts matter. This isn't a question of faith. It is a question of putting lives on the line. Elder Packer is believed by those of his faith to be a prophet. People believe what he says. The problem, the danger with the statements that he made is that they will be believed as revealed truth and then used by some to rationalize discrimination or violence, and by others to perpetuate a self-loathing or suicide. That is simply not acceptable conduct by a man who should know better. Elder Packer's sermon comes on the heels of the suicide of a number of teenagers across the country over the past month, all a result of anti-gay bullying. Those who bully, harass, or use violence will use Elder Packer's words as their license to continue. And for those who are struggling with their sexual orientation or with their gender identity, our fear is that they too will believe his words that being gay is unhealthy or is wrong. Now, we've distributed a fact sheet this morning with the horrible consequences of this self-loathing: homelessness, ruined lives, and sometimes even suicide. As the head of the nation's largest gay rights organization, I am here to tell all LGBT Americans that you're perfect just the way God made you, and that you should not think for a moment of changing one thing about who you are. Young people and adults who struggle need to hear Elder Packer say that they too are part of God's plan, and that they deserve the right to love and to be loved for exactly who they are. Now, after this news conference, we'll be delivering 150,000 petitions right here to the LDS Church Administration Building, calling on Elder Packer and the Mormon Church hierarchy to correct their inaccurate and dangerous statements. It is the honest and moral thing to do. I am here to call on the church to open a dialogue with families about LGBT issues, a respectful dialogue, free from judgment, free from fear of alienation or abandonment, about the very real problems facing LGBT families. This weekend, I am grateful that the Utah Pride Center held its first ever Family Acceptance Conference. We need more of that sort of warm embrace.